Hey guys, this is Tony from Greenlight Digital, and today I'm going to teach you how you can build fully mobile responsive websites using Thrive Theme Builder and Thrive Architect. Now, I'm not going to actually build a website from scratch and optimize it for mobile because that would probably take a couple hours, and I don't want to record a video that long, but I am going to teach you the basic concepts that you should know that are going to fundamentally let you build anything that you want, any page, any header, any footer, any website element, and make it fully responsive for both mobile and tablet and, well, obviously desktop. Now, before we actually start, let me just say something. In today's world, it is actually preferred, or you should actually be even more concerned about the look, vibe, feel, and functionality of your website from a mobile responsive. I mean, think about this. We are literally mobile golems. I mean, we cannot go 10 minutes without actually putting our hands on our phones. People are constantly browsing through their phones. People don't really use computers anymore. I mean, maybe you, that you're a web developer, are always on your laptop or your desktop. That makes a lot of sense. But most people are most likely going to end up on your website through their smartphones. And with that said, it is actually crucial that you build a fully responsive website for your mobile device. That's just the way it is. People are using their phones, and it's only going to keep getting worse or better. It really depends on your perspective, but that's just the way it is. And it is my responsibility that we make sure that you're fully prepared to build mobile responsive websites. With that said, let's just jump right into it. And like I said, hopefully it's not going to be a very long video, but let's just jump right into it. So here's the thing. First things first, with Thrive, you can't actually build first on mobile. It's a thing with Thrive. I mean, you can't just start building your website from a mobile perspective, even though you should technically be thinking more about your mobile view and mobile functionality more than your desktop view and your desktop functionality. But that's just the way it is with Thrive. Now, don't worry, because you can still build a fully optimized website using Thrive Architect. In fact, it's still pretty much the best builder there is. So here's the thing. Thrive actually does a really good job with your header in terms of making it fully responsive, because if we actually check this out on a mobile screen, if we make this smaller, Thrive does a very good job. So I need to fix the color, but it does actually make a very good job of giving you those pre-made templates and making them fully responsive. Now, here's the thing. If you're trying to build a header that's mobile responsive from scratch, you're going to run into some issues. And we're actually going to do this live. Let's open up this with Thrive Architect. And here we have our fully responsive header. Now let's just, for the sake of testing, edit the header. And we're going to be creating a new one from scratch right underneath the header. I'm going to add in a new background section here. And I'm going to just literally try to replicate this thing real quick. I'm going to duplicate these columns. I'm going to add them in there. And here we're going to get rid of this navigation menu. And we're going to leave the logo just for the sake of saving ourselves some time. But here's the thing. If we were to create a new navigation menu from scratch, we would run into an issue, which is, let's just create one real quick. And it's the fact that if you want to add in a button, again, I'm assuming we're making all of these from scratch. And you're most likely not going to be doing this, because if you wanted a custom menu and a button next to it, you would just use the Thrive template, right? That makes a lot of sense. But the concept that I'm trying to teach you, you're going to be applying it to more than just this scenario. So don't worry. And let's just add in a button right next to the custom menu. And we're going to stretch this out a little bit. That looks good. And here, check out what happens if we go on our mobile view. Boom. That looks pretty freaking horrible, right? So how do we actually customize this for mobile? Well, it's very easy. You could just duplicate the header that you just built. You could just clone these columns, and you could actually just get rid of this column and make these columns only show on mobile, and boom. And you could make this, all of these columns only show up on desktop, and now you have a fully responsive header like the one Thrive gives you. If you wanted to have the content of this button in your mobile menu, you would just add it to your navigation menu. So make a new, you would just make a new custom element here inside your custom menu, main options, menu items, create a new one, just make a new space for that, click here for that call to action, and it would show up in there. This is actually how you can literally build a custom website from scratch and make it fully responsive. You just create new sections and only display them on specific platforms. So for example, let's just try a new example. Let's just get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. And let's get rid of this. Let's go back to our header. All right, let's just say, for example, that we want to display, or that we want to create a new background section here. And I'm kind of just creating these things as I'm recording. I should probably start to plan out my videos more properly. But let's just add in a few more columns here. Let's do 3 columns, and let's do a background, well, not a background section. Let's do a content box underneath those columns, and let's do some more columns underneath the, didn't want to do that. Let's do some more columns underneath the content box, and let's make them like that. So let's just add in some text here, and let's duplicate these already, and boom, 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 boom. Perfect. We're just trying to create temp placeholders here so you can actually check out what I'm trying to show. And boom, here we go. Hey. There you go. So this is obviously extremely ugly, right? But what I'm trying to showcase here, guys, is that if we were to use something like this on mobile, it's going to look freaking... So what Thrive does is, for columns, it's always going to wrap them. And what wrapping does is it actually puts one column on top of another. You can actually tell Thrive not to wrap your columns, and the columns would display one on top of another. But the only problem that I'm seeing here is that there's going to be instances where the layout that you're trying to use for your computer platform, for your desktop platform, for your laptop platform, it's just not going to work on mobile, because maybe we have an image here instead of text. Let's just assume that we want an image in here, and let's just use this one for example. And let's just, for the sake of testing, assume that we want 2 images here. Center that. Let's try to center this, and let's actually do another image here. Perfect. That's a pretty big image. And let's just check that out on mobile. So we got our 2 text fields here. It doesn't look too bad, but I mean, what I'm trying to say here is that sometimes you're not going to have a plan B. A year ago, or maybe like a little over a year ago, this wrapping option that Thrive gives us today was not a thing. It didn't exist, and it's a beautiful option, right? Because you can actually tell Thrive not to wrap your columns. But even with this option, there's still going to be instances where the actual structure of your laptop view and your computer view is just not going to work for mobile. And the only plan B, the only workaround that you have to fix that is to create new sections that are exclusively built for mobile and tablet. And that is the thing. So when you're running into instances where, hey, this layout just doesn't look good on mobile, Keep it super simple. The cool thing about building for mobile is that you don't need to overcomplicate things. Keep them super simple. Build easy things. Build user-intuitive things. Build user-intuitive websites. Build things that are meant for people to just scroll and click. Find stuff easy. Don't make it hard. Don't overcomplicate it. On laptop, you get a little more room and a little more space to get creative. But when it comes to mobile, you want things to be beam, 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 beam. You want to make sure that people are taking action on your site. Don't overcomplicate things. And if something doesn't work for you on mobile, just create a new section on Thrive. Create a new section. Let's just assume that our section, our 3-column layout here, does not work well for us on mobile. Hey, it's that simple. You just create a new section underneath that section and just make it exclusive for mobile. Make it only show up on mobile devices and keep it super simple. Instead of having a 3-column layout, maybe you just want one image on top of another. Keeping it super simple. Instead of having 3 columns, you have one image on top of another. And people on mobile, guess what they're going to see? They're just going to see, oh, well, in this case, I need my background section to be showing only on mobile. That's what people are going to see, one image on top of another. And that's how you build mobile responsive websites with Thrive Theme Builder. This is actually quite an important concept. It may seem easy, but a lot of people are, particularly in the Thrive Themes Facebook group, it's like people always ask, how do I actually build this on mobile? Well, it's that simple. You just don't try to make your desktop element work for mobile. Just create a new one that's exclusive for mobile and tablet. Or, you know, based on my experience, a lot of the elements that you're using on desktop work for tablet because tablets have a much wider viewpoint, and you know, they're wider. They've got wider screens than mobile devices, so they typically work well. But with mobile, don't overcomplicate it. Don't try to make it work. Just create a new section that's exclusive for mobile. And I keep repeating myself, but it's actually important for you to understand this concept. And that's pretty much how you build mobile responsive websites, guys. Just build things for desktop, build things for mobile, make them work. Make them work. Don't screw up. Don't make the big mistake of not building something that's exclusive for mobile and trying to make your desktop elements work for mobile. Because trust me, most people are going to be looking at your website from your phone. So just, take my advice, please, I'm begging you. And hopefully you found this video insightful. I know I'm not the best teacher. I should probably spend some more time preparing these videos, but I don't have a lot of time. I still think that some of you guys are probably going to appreciate these. I mean, 4.5 years ago, I had no one teaching me how to use Thrive Content Builder. And it was a pain in the ass to learn how to use that thing. And hopefully you guys like these videos. And if you do, I'll just keep on making some more. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.